is Friday, and I'm here to try to get some creative work done. Majority writing work, designing work. I'm doing some minor updates and tweaks I'll be jumping between one of my picture books, doing some tweaks to get it back on Lulu. And I'm also gonna be editing, jumping between projects, because that's the only way to go when you can't focus for more than 25 minutes on the same project. Hello, Renee. Hello. Also, Fur Baby has situated herself next to the computer, right out of computer. Another shot of the camera, not a computer. Hey, Allie. She's like, excuse me, you haven't streamed all week and you've been way too busy. How dare you ignore me to focus on that? And that helps. Let me see. She's like, here. Like, excuse me. My cable is not long enough. Wait, here it is. So, I am doing some minor tweaks to my picture books, mainly just to kind of improve it a little bit, because I was thinking potentially of sending it to the Icelandic, not to some agents or the publishing companies. So I decided I might as well update it, since I have the Icelandic text and I have the English text, and I need to update the English version for Lulu anyway, to make sure I have both sizes of formats. And I was wondering to potentially change the text, how the location of the text. So that is what we're doing, to make my life a little easier, and how I could potentially improve them so they sell better, because the stories are extremely cute. And I'm also adding texture. If you've seen my picture books, I did 3 picture books. The main theme was kindness was kind of the main theme of majority of the books, like cute kindness and stuff like that. And I'm adding a texture layer over the book. It's a clip art book that I created using Canva, and I'm adding I'm working on adding kind of texture onto the illustrations to make it a little more cohesive, so it's not extremely obvious how that this is a actual clip art illustration. So that is what I'm doing, making it more cutesy, more like looks like it could potentially be traditionally painted, but it's not. It is not. I wish it was, but this one that doesn't have time to do that work, even though she would love to. So I'm trying to add a little more texture to each of the pages, so it's more lovely, gorgeous. So that's what I'm doing. This is Renee, near the end of my reread. I read rear end. But near the end of my rear end, but huh? No, HK, pull back, stop, calm down, and read it again. Reread. Sounded much better. I'm scared and excited because that means I get to replot, outline, and write a new draft. Oh, I love that stage. That is why I have 2 projects at once, because I'm doing the boring editing stuff and polishing, and I'm doing plotting and outlining. I so agree. So yeah, I'm actually right now I'm working on the texture for the fox. So there is a story about a fox that loses his teddy bear, I'm working on that right now. And when that is done, I'm gonna do some brainstorming on how I can make it reiterated text. And when that book is kind of done and ready, I am going to try to tackle the other ones. But this is a side project. This is not an important project. I'm working on it when my brain kind of needs a break. And I kind of don't want to... I'm trying to force myself to edit, and this is kind of design work, so I can force my brain more to focus on editing, because design work is a little less brain juice consuming, basically. A lot now I'm sitting on that. So yeah, but having adding this like texture on it is making it very pretty. So I'm taking out all the freaking boxes to make this as textured as I can. So that is that. Anyways, okay, I do need to open my book folder though. I'm trying to remember what file I had. Oh, where I saved my work in progress editing file for this story, the folklore. There you are. Final draft. Yes, I name my drafts considering what stage I'm at. Let me see, where am I? Oh, there it is. I swear, if you can't remember where you were rewriting or editing, mark the section with red. Then you can just zoom out, find where you are, and zoom in. Easy peasy. Anywaysies, I am going to continue editing, working on the design work. And yeah, let me see, Allie. I bought myself a new lamp. Ooh, went from cave to sun. Ooh, cozy. Little light goes a long way. We just love some cozy lighting. Love. Especially like not, I don't like bright white light. That can stay outside. Even though all my indoor lighting is bright white, because I failed to ask for like warm light. So it's bright white. So I've been kind of just spreading like cozier lighting sources all around the house to make it a little more cozy. Hey Neil! Let's see, dropping a quick hello and a like. I'm currently at Writer's Retreat in the Lake District in UK. Ooh, have fun with that. I've been writing for most of the past 12 hours. I have earned a rest. Yeah, you definitely deserve a rest. But well done! Amazing job. And hope you enjoyed the hacking every ounce of it. Miss Allie, especially in the UK, where mood lighting is weather's default. Honestly, yeah, it's I agree with Allie. It sounds so freaking nice. One of these days, I am gonna do a writing treat. One of these days, sooner or later. Okay, we're gonna start the first sprint of the night because I'm eager to continue my work and make as much progress as I can. I've been working on getting inspired as I've been forced to do everything except creative work for the last few days. So we're gonna strike the iron while it's hot. So guys, see you in 25. And we are back. How did you do? How did you do, my darlings? Hello, everybody. If you joined us during the first sprint of the night, I have double checked the 2 chapters in my folklore horror story. So they're perfect. I'm not touching them again. No fucking way. Except if a professional trained editor tells me, HK, you need to fix it. This is terrible. This is just a shit show. Then I might touch it. But I'm not touching them again. So I'm gonna start going over the next chapter with as much precision as I can. That's what we're trying to do. I'm also still working on updating it on the last few pages of upgrading the design work on the on the picture book. I'm working on the last few pages, so I'm almost done with it. And then I'm going to try to do some different versions of displaying the text, because how I'm displaying the text is annoying me a little bit. So I was going to try to some few types. You know me, I like to redo the same thing over and over again. Always trying to upgrade. Always. And Allie, I know, it's very annoying. And I tend to forget how much delay is, even though I try to have as little delay as I can. Because then I have to remember, I have to wait before, if you want to answer people's questions, I have to wait. Or remember the question I asked when I get the answer, because I will forget right away. At a moment's notice. So yeah, how did you guys do? Hey JK, hey Emma. Let me see. I saw. Yeah. Hello. Let me see. What are you working on, JK? Are you working on Sugar and Spice? How is that going? I'm just editing, doing design work and editing, making progress finally. I'm trying to grab the metaphorical bull by the horn and get stuff done. Hello Emma, I hope you're doing wonderful. That life is blissfully and wonderful for you, my dear. Let me see, Allie, I'm not writing, but I am fleshing out my characters. Mara has burns all over her body. She's in fire at 5. Ooh, poor thing. I hate YouTube lives. I was behind. Oh. Sorry to hear that. So yeah, I'm actually I'm very focused. I do though want to stand up and walk outside and continue putting like a gardening cloth that you put in down in like weed blocker at the bottom of garden beds. Before the stream, that is what I was doing. I was stabling like weed barriers in my garden beds that I just finished making before I needed to stop and go stream. Okay, half an hour before I started streaming, my legs needed a break. And the weather is so nice outside. I almost feel bad for not being in here and streaming. Almost. My legs are grateful, but my brain is like, HK, you should be outside, finishing those garden beds. Let me see. So JK, currently drafting my May author newsletter to publish this evening. Ooh, lovely. You will finish in no time. Easy pacey. Allie, I guess hormones have been rude to me. You threw your phone and hit the TV. Girl. You need to find another outlet, my dear. I'm sorry to say, you need to find another outlet instead of throwing things. You really do. Okay. Okay, guys. Since everybody's calm as a cucumber, we're gonna start the next sprint because I'm eager. So eager to continue making progress because I want to do as much as I can before this evening is done. So, guys, we're gonna start the next sprint. Let's get to it, shall we? See you in 25. And we are back from the second sprint of the night. How did you do? How did you do? I'm actually making very good progress. I spent majority of the sprint editing actually and reading over and editing some more and tweaking. This chapter is turning out to be quite decent. I need to add a few lines to this scene that I'm editing. I feel it's missing something, so we're gonna be adding some juiciness. Hey, Nina! So, that is what I'm doing. Of course, I have the design project also here on Design Line. So, anytime I get distracted, I just go design, and then I go edit some more. Perfect. But how did you guys do? Let me see. Renee got distracted by a friend calling. As always, got to have a nice conversation. Nourish your brain with some social interaction. You know, there's a distraction in my living room. And I'm trying so desperately not to think about it. I have a full box of seeds. I really want to go over them. I really want to turn my living room table into a grow area. I have grow lights. And I kind of want to try to make something to put on the table to use to hold my grow lights so I can just have the whole table full of plants that I'm starting from seed. Because it's still cold and I won't be able to put anything out until sometime in the middle of May. But I have seeds. I have so many seeds. And I have so big plans for this summer, plant-wise. And I can't wait. And I'm trying to focus on this. Anyways, hope you guys are making progress. Yeah. Oh. Anyways, I hate when the screens are so bright. I really thought you were going to say you had cake. No cake. I did see a guy making pancakes with fillings and it made me want to attempt to make a pancake with chocolate filling. Oh, chocolate pancake with chocolate inside, or your chocolate cake pancake with a chocolate chips inside. Basically, made a very thick pancake, lifted up so half the dough kind of runs off the pancake and goes onto the bottom. Then he puts chocolate on top, and then he turns the cooked part of the pancake that was left behind and turns it up and makes a sandwich. And it sounds so easy, but not at the same time, and so delicious. And my brain, since you mentioned cake, of course, scatterbrain queen. But yeah, I wouldn't mind a cake. I wouldn't mind candy right now. Well, the only thing I have is nachos, and caffeine. A lot of energy drinks and sodas. That is what I have. No, I can do Icelandic pancakes almost in my sleep. For my non-Icelandic friends here, Icelandic pancakes are very similar to crepes. Very similar to crepes. But I think Icelandic pancakes taste better. Especially with jam and butter. Oh, not butter, whipped cream. Jam and whipped cream. But it was an American pancake-esque thing. It was super thick. It was like yay thick at the end. So I'm kind of wondering if they would have to cook it on a low heat to kind of cook it through. YouTube is like, Renee, stop watching HK and just focus on your work, please. YouTube does that to me too. And yeah. So maybe I'll do that later. No. I don't need munchies. I don't need something new to think. If I want something, I have to cook from my freezer. I'm trying to use what I have. Okay, the sugar ones are also very good. Actually, so okay, a lot of Iceland people that eat Icelandic pancakes. There are two. There the so usually when you make pancakes and it's a normal, just you have the long for pancakes, you will have pancakes with caster sugar and then rolled up so it kind of melts, which is right. I've actually started using cinnamon sugar because for some reason I obsessed with cinnamon and it just is delicious. And then you would get pancakes with jam and whipped cream on like special occasions, like birthdays and like any kind of special occasion, birthdays or any kind of party or something. Somebody would bring jam and whipped cream pancakes, just delicious. British flat thin lemon sugar. Let me see. Oh no, you put sugar on them and roll them. Pancakes are the easiest thing to make. Like, Nina, actually, you know how to make pancakes, right? I always use a butter knife when I'm. So you get as thin layer as you can on. We have a special pan for pancakes here, and you make the dough as thin as you possibly can on the iron, and then you use a butter knife to kind of free the dough, and then slip it under and flip it. Or I was taught using a butter knife. My little sister uses a special tool she found to flip them, but I was always taught to use just a basic butter knife to make it flip. I love making pancakes. That's usually my go-to thing. If I'm forced to socialize or I have to bring something, I will always offer to make pancakes. Always. Because it's so easy. I do know I have pan, but I can't get them super thin. My daughter can do it those. So basically, you have to make sure the dough is the perfect thin. It's not thin, and you have to be super quick. So the pan has to be extremely hot. You have to add butter to the dough to it for it to run smoothly, and then make sure the pan is always piping hot, and be super quick, like. But it's just practice. It's just practice. Besides, all tastes good, thick or thin. Anyways, I'm gonna stop talking about food because then I will want to make food, and I don't have time to make food or nummies. I need to work. I have high ambitions, and I've been trying to motivate myself to put a lot of goals, with the main goal being finish stuff. I have everything I need to make pancakes, Nina. Everything. I could make pancakes now, and I could have Icelandic pancakes with cream and butter and jam, or I could have sugar pancakes, or I could make American pancakes with chocolate filling. But no, focus. I'm definitely gonna be having cravings later. Definitely. Okay, let me see. We have 2 sprints to go. And I am going to jump us on to Allie. Forced to socialize, such an introverted line. I know! I've actually socialized 2 times this week, besides work. Which is so weird to be back at the day job. But yeah, I've... Do it! We'll see. Anyways, I'm going to focus on continuing getting stuff done because I am very eager to see if I can finish a few pages this evening so I can stop obsessing over how much I have left. I want to have less left. I'm even gonna try to write tomorrow night and Sunday. You people. No, I am gonna spend my next few weeks focusing on upgrading and updating the garden. That's gonna, if I'm not here streaming with you guys or at my day job, I'm gonna be outside in the garden trying to make the garden as cozy as possible before everything gets green. I have I have 3 buckets of clippings, berry bush clippings, that I'm trying to get to root, so I can plant them all across my property and my mom's property. So my property, or both our properties, will be drowning in berries. Hopefully this time next year, and find berry trees that give berries long into the winter months. Just berries everywhere. Be a bird paradise. Let me see if Benefits is forcing me into a group benefits meeting. Wine here. I finished social energy at work, but it's better now. After I got back, it's better now. I'm a little more mentally charged when now in work, during my work hours. I'm not as drained, which is a plus. Anyways, I'm gonna stop talking. Let's stop freaking talking. See you in 25 minutes. I'll get back to work. back. How did you do? How did you do? I'm making excellent progress. I'm very happy. Very happy. I am trying to decide though. I'm trying to make some creative changes to the update. Also making decent, very good progress on editing. I'm writing, like as I said earlier, I am adding to the scene. So, to another scene that kind of, I'm wondering if I accidentally deleted the scene or not. There is a very good potential that I might have deleted a scene. So that is what I'm fixing. Hey, Havdon. Hello, my dear. I have 2 Icelanders in the chat. Who would have thought? Let me see. Renee finally finished reading chapter 2. More to go. Well done, well done. I'm going over 2 pages in chapter 3, personally. And I'm trying, as soon as I finish chapter 3, that means the story happens in technically 3 days, 2 days and 1 morning. And I'm almost done with the chapter day 1, which is mainly just half day. So, technically something that happens over 2 days. Anyways, it's very exciting. Very exciting. And I'm trying to add a more... You know, in horror movies and books, there's always those people that don't believe. Are like, me. And something creepy happens, they're like, me. But they're getting uneasy, like... But no, that's not scary. That's fake. That's fake. Yes, it's fake. I'm working on that right now. So that's what we're doing. Okay, we had 1 more sprint to go. I am getting chilly, so as soon as this stream is over, I'm gonna turn on the fireplace and crack up the heat in here. And actually might do the thing I was not gonna do, it only took me 25 minutes. Ponder if I'm gonna give in to the urges and make something delicious to nibble on tonight, or be a well-behaved person and not make anything and just eat what we have. We have a bunch of good stuff, I just have to pick it. Anyways, okay, let me see, we're gonna fix the text. Let me see, let's sprint. I know! They're just like, no, fuck that, no. Like, all my characters in this story, they don't believe in spooky stuff. They like the aspect of going to a horror movie and watching it for the, like... Not the spooky things, but more the scare factor, the jump scares. So though these characters are basically all kind of that kind of people, some more than others are like meh, but jump scares, that is their jam. So they're mainly there for the jump scare, potential jump scare. But those innocent idiots. I should be sad for them and feel sorry for them, but I don't. Which was the reason I basically wrote that comic that I posted on Shorts last Monday. The amount I freaking laughed while I was making that is just... I just could not stop seeing it in my head. I just kept on replaying it in my head. Like the moment that also when you get super excited, every time I start doing something mean to my characters, I get visibly excited. The girls always look at me like I'm nuts. My cats, that is. They just stare at me like I'm an absolute lunatic. So I decided to give them like a character, a conscience, that they are on the character sides. Like, so yeah, I'm the bad guy in my little comics. I'm the bad guy. And they're like the conscience, like, you mean they trusted you. Anyways, let me see. Hey, Stacey. I'm actually getting words today, though. I did get distracted in the middle of the day. Now I need about 250 words to get my mind goal for the day. Let me see. Yeah, I'm making progress. I'm super happy about it. I haven't haven't had a moment's peace all week. This evening is the first time I've been able to sit down and get any kind of creative work done. I've been absolutely non-stop busy to about 11, 12 p.m. every night. Every freaking night this week. I don't know what is going on. Going from being left alone and just walling in sick leave to there's too much to do. Too much. Okay, guys, we're gonna do the final sprint of the night because I think I'm getting peckish. And I need to continue while the energy is there before I crash, because I know I will start crashing after the 2-hour mark. So we're gonna do that. So guys, let's do one final push before we call it quits for the night. So guys, let's do this, and I'll see you for a short chat after the final sprint of the night. And we're back from the final sprint of the night. How did you do? How did you do? Hey, Miranda. Hope you're having a wonderful evening. Let me see. So, Allie said good night. Have a wonderful weekend, Allie. Mom Maggie, hello, my dear, lurking and leaving up for view. Thank you, my dear, my precious dear. Let me see. So I made excellent. I have finished the design update I needed on one of the picture books. I need to double check the text on these. I was mainly working on the illustration side to make it a little more oomph. So I need to move the text over to the file again, over on the images again. I was changing like the speech bubbles and stuff like that, texture and stuff. So I need to do that. Then this story has been updated to, yeah. I am though wondering, to make my life a little easier, if I should, how I'm gonna have things in. I am trying to decide on what I want to do. I need a few more design ideas and then I can be happy. Hopefully. Anyways, so I made excellent progress. I'm halfway done with chapter 3. So I'm very close to being done with chapter 3. I'm tweaking up this scene. A few more pages and the chapter is done. And that means I will be officially over, I'm on page 30 of 100. Editing wise on the folklore horror story. So not too bad. I'm also trying to add a little more. I feel there are a few spots I found that I needed a little more stuff. So I've been adding a little more stuff. Since I don't have to worry about it being too long anymore, since the main focus was not making it go over 30,000 words or 30k. Don't have to worry about that anymore. So I still have 4,000 words to play if I want to stick to the 30k max. But it kind of doesn't matter because we're not stressing about that anymore. Anyways, hope you guys had a wonderful evening. I am going to call it quits this evening. I'm going to go turn on the fireplace, have me some food, some snacks, watch some Netflix, and ponder and maybe do some drawings. Try to get myself to draw a little bit. I need to create a new patterns for my pattern store. Definitely need to do more, do some patterns for my pattern store. And maybe tonight I will force myself to do more editing. Yes, indeed. Anyways, let me say Renee finished the scene and got tea. Enjoy, and thank you so much for joining. Anyways, love you guys to bits. Have a wonderful weekend. Good night.